Are you thinking about moving to Wellesley, Massachusetts? Maybe you live nearby, or maybe you're relocating here for a new job. I talk to so many people who are interested in moving to Wellesley or the surrounding area, but some people move here and are surprised by some of the things they learn about living in New England, living outside Boston, living in Wellesley. I've lived in Wellesley and worked here for over 20 years, and my job is to help you get all the information you need to make an informed decision before you move to our beautiful town. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about everything you need to know before moving to Wellesley, Massachusetts. We're going to talk about schools, we're going to talk about our town center, real estate, and so much more. I'm Jane, I'm a realtor in Wellesley, and this channel is all about living in Metro West. So if you're thinking about moving here, please give me a call, as I would love to help you. The first thing you need to know is, where is Wellesley? We are just about 14 miles west of downtown Boston. If you're going to be commuting to downtown Boston, or if you need to get to the tech regions that are surrounding the greater Boston area, and that's one of the reasons why it's such a popular destination for people relocating here. It's very convenient to the Mass Turnpike, which is I-90, which runs east to west, and it's just outside of 95, which is the major highway that you can take all the way from Maine to Florida. It's convenient to travel downtown by commuter rail. That's actually a great way to catch a Red Sox game too. I can walk across the street from my house, hop on the train, and I can get out at Fenway Park in about 22 minutes. It's a lot easier than finding a place to park. The number one reason why my buyers relocate to Wellesley is because of our outstanding public schools. That is the thing that I would say every buyer, even if they don't have children, is interested in, because people in the know about real estate know that towns that invest in their public schools tend to hold their values. So real estate and schools are always tied together. In addition to great public schools, we also have a couple fantastic colleges here, which have added to our fame, and we're known globally for both Wellesley College, which is one of the original Seven Sisters women's colleges, and also Babson College, which is a terrific liberal arts undergrad school, and they also have a business school that is geared towards entrepreneurship. And then they've also started an engineering grad school and undergrad school called Olin College. Both of those are inside the environs of Wellesley. So let's talk about our public schools. According to niche.com, Wellesley Public Schools consistently get an A+ rating for elementary, middle, and for our beautiful high school, which is a newer building. And I always share a couple lists with my buyers who really want to dive into the data. For example, Boston Magazine puts out a ranking every year of the best public and private schools in Greater Boston, and I find that's a good place for people to dive in and compare the individual stats from town to town. Because honestly, most of our schools in Greater Boston have an A+ rating where I'm showing property, like Needham, Natick, Wayland, Weston, but I digress. We can talk about that in another video. There's a number of preschools in addition to PAWS that prepare kids for kindergarten, and all 7 of our elementary schools have kindergarten. So let's talk about what it's like to live here. One of the things I love about Wellesley is that it's really an easy place for relocating families to get plugged into. So I always recommend an organization called the Wellesley Mothers Forum to young families. So that's a social organization for moms. It's moms only. Kids stay home with dad. And there's monthly lectures, and there's subgroups. There's a play group. There's a working moms group. And sometimes I meet women who have relocated here and maybe don't know about the Wellesley Mothers Forum, and they feel quite isolated because they're busy with their full-time job and have young children. So the Working Moms Group is a great source of support. There's also a group for moms with special needs, and then they will bring in kind of celebrity authors to talk about things like kindergarten readiness. And I've noticed lately that some of them are a lot about taking care of moms. So they'll do social activities like a ladies' night out, or learning how to do better photography for your family, and even some stuff where they let the husbands come. There's a newcomers group if you don't have young children. And also I find that people really get plugged into their community through their local neighborhood elementary school. The PTOs are all quite active and do a lot of fun social things as well. Another organization that I belonged to, which has a 5-year service commitment, is the Wellesley Service League. And I, like many of my friends, some of whom I met there, we all say that was the best thing we ever did in Wellesley. So it has a social component and a service service component. So there's certain organizations that we provide volunteering, like shelving books at the library and offering support to adults with disabilities. We helped with an art class for them and a bunch of fun activities that I really enjoyed. For things to do here, there is lots of shopping. In fact, there are people that come from surrounding towns just to shop in downtown Wellesley. So there's two major shopping areas. The main part of town is called Wellesley Square. That's where you find the commuter rail stop. And then there's a separate area called Linden Square. And that's got a grocery shopping and a few larger stores. Both have boutiques and one-of-a-kind stores. A couple of my favorites are Isabel Harvey, which has beautiful gifts and some clothes and accessories. And right down the street is a place called Laurel Grove, which has beautiful home furnishings and great gift things. Unique stuff you might not find somewhere else. There's dining on both locations, and there's actually Pure Bar and yoga places and cycle bar. And my personal favorite, Club Pilates, is on Linden Street. So both areas have lots of exercise options, dining options, and shopping options. A little comment on what a beautiful town Wellesley is. And in fact, when my husband and I were choosing a place to live, it was important to us to have a vibrant and beautiful town center that really felt like a true New England town. And Wellesley delivered. There's beautiful architecture. In fact, our town hall is one of the prettiest buildings, I think, in all of New England. And in addition to that, there's lots of beautiful green space and walking trails. There's a very large pond called Morse's Pond, which is between downtown and Wellesley College. And there's a public beach, which is a great rec area. You can do some, not any motored boating, but kayaks and canoes. And you can sometimes skate there. Though I have to say, in the last couple of years, it has not frozen like it used to in the olden times. But the walking trails and green space, such as the Fuller Brook Path, goes right through the center of town. So when the town fathers and hopefully mothers were designing the town, they were committed to maintaining some dedicated space so that we have lots of paths and trails to enjoy. Real estate. So, real estate here is expensive. That is certainly one of the things you need to know about Wellesley. And also, a lot of the neighborhoods have very small lots. So sometimes the people tell me they want a 6,000 square foot home. And I had one guy say one time he wanted to hear crickets and no cars. And I said, you're going to have to go another 40 minutes west. We're a tightly populated urban vibe suburb in many of our neighborhoods. We do have larger, beautiful neighborhoods with maybe an acre lot, but more than that, you're really not going to find in Wellesley. So the median home price as of October of 2023 is a staggering $2.2 million. But do not despair. If you are shopping for a home under $2 million, I can help you find something in Wellesley, and I also might recommend a neighboring town. The average day on market in the last 10 months of 2023 was actually 40 days on market. We have an active market. So one of the conversations I have with new buyers when they contact me is about our strategy and process and timing, because it's important to act quickly if you see a house that you fall in love with and want to make an offer on. Those are my thoughts about Wellesley. If you're thinking about moving to Wellesley or the surrounding towns, please reach out, as I would be delighted to help you. I love helping buyers get plugged into our communities, and let's get the conversation started. And if you're curious about what it's like to work with me, here are the 5 steps of working with me as your buyer's agent. The reason I'm bringing this up is actually because one of the buyers that found me on YouTube had started working with another broker and had a pretty crummy experience. And I didn't feel like they were client focused as I am. So I thought it was worth taking a moment to talk about those steps. So if you reach out to me, the first thing I'm going to suggest is that we have a Zoom or a phone call so that I can understand your goals, your timeline, your wants, and your needs. It gives me a chance to hear a little bit about your family and what's important to you. I'm going to ask if you are getting a corporate relo support of any kind, or does your new job impact your timing? I'm going to ask if you need help finding short-term housing. Number 2, the next most important thing to do is make sure you are properly approved and reviewed with a lender so that you are ready to buy and understand what the actual cost would be associated with a particular home. And we're also going to talk about the other factors relating to your job, like commute. And then the next thing is more fun. We get to talk about what kind of things are you looking for in your home. Sometimes people are surprised to hear that we don't have central air conditioning in all of our homes that are mostly over 1.5 million. You'll find that, but not always. Sometimes people are surprised to hear that they might not get a garage in their budget. So those are the kind of things I'm trying to share with you before you get here to manage your expectations and help you understand what it's really like to be here. And then 5, I'm going to talk with you about the actual process of buying a home in Massachusetts and give you tips on dealing with the current market. So as we head into 2024, I believe that we're going to continue to have pretty low inventories, which means we don't have a lot of homes available for purchase, and there are a lot of well-qualified buyers. So it's important to share that information, to manage your expectations, and also give you the support you need as you start on this home buying journey. So if you have any other questions or thoughts, please leave it in the comments or feel free to reach out. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.